Shalom, shalom. To the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rokah Kudash. The one to the Apostle Nelson, great millstone. Peace and blessings to the brother that preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, have mercy upon you. Alright. Gotta blow the horn, toot the horn a little tonight, y'all. Concerning prophecy. I might name this video, The Stage is Set. World War III. Just waiting on the trumpets to blow. You know, sometimes I struggle with the name of a video, right? And I know sometimes I'll just be may go off might go off the subject and hit something else. But hey, it is what it is. It's not the name, it's not the title, it's a lesson. How about that? Right? If you get it, you get it. You don't, then the Lord just not working with you spiritually. So let's get into this here. So this is China giving Iran the tools to what? For war. To stand toe to toe with who? To stand toe to toe with America, the bully. The hammer of the earth, y'all. The hammer of the earth looking to be like a screwdriver now. Huh? The hammer of the earth, it don't look good, y'all. It don't look good. And we know if China get involved, you already know who gonna arrive with China, Russia. So let's get into this video here. Get back a little. I don't want to miss none of it. All the way back here. Alright, let's get it.
Hello, it's your friend CJ Willerman.
Oh, CJ Willerman, y'all show. Hey. China vows, the name of this video is China vows to wipe out Israel if Iran attacked and destroyed. So this video is it's a day old, right? So things are definitely heating up in what you all call the Middle East. Definitely, this is prophecy, and this is hey, this, like I say, the stage is already set. We just waiting on their MOTB to be implemented in a major way, and it's over with, cause everything is already set to go. Right? Armageddon is in what? In the so-called Middle East. Here we go.
And in this episode, we'll look at China's vow to counter American and Israeli aggression around the world. But first, please remember to like and subscribe to our show, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a single episode. Now let's get into it. In a recent tweet, I asked whether Trump's invasion of Venezuela lit a match for a US-China war, given Beijing was the South American country's #1 oil customer. A move that puts the United States in almost total control over the world's oil reserves, given the US effectively rules the Persian Gulf and Red Sea through its Arab and Zionist puppet regimes. This has caused China's energy anxiety to spike upwards, remembering that more than 50% of the...
Let me read that, y'all, because y'all don't know if you can see it good, but this is definitely the overall plot. What what America been doing. Just say America been doing, right? Again, did Trump just like the match for U.S. in China war? China was Venezuela's #1 oil customer. Now, if they I mean, it ain't gonna happen, but just imagine if they got control. They already got Venezuela, which is the biggest oil supply in the world. Who's next? Iran. He get those. What that? Let me see what percentage. Let me see what they give me. Let me see what Google give me the percentage of what's the percentage of the oil Venezuela and Iran together?
Venezuela and Iran together hold roughly 29 to 33% of the world's proven crude oil reserves. Venezuela has about 17 to 19%, while Iran has roughly 12 to 13%.
That's a lot, man. And that and most of that is what was going China way. Huh? They were going China way. Now here again, China was Venezuela's number one all customer. And what did they say about Venezuela? Let me see, can I pull that back up? 29%. Which is 33. Yeah, so Venezuela roughly 19% of about 303 billion barrels, and Iran holds about 12 to 13%, roughly 209 billion barrels. Wow, man. So now you see why China is entering the war. Huh? They leave them no choice. Right? Again, China was Venezuela's number one oil customer. U.S. effectively controls Arab Gulf oil reserve. Why? Because they're in the sea doing what? Trying that same strategy that they did with Venezuela by taking ships and just doing the most in the sea. Just being a bully. Okay, U.S. and its allies are seizing control of Red Sea and Horn of Africa via proxy wars in what? In Yemen, Somalia, Sudan, in Somaliland, causing China all anxiety to what? To spike upward. So now you see the overall what effects of what America is doing. America leaving people no choice. What's that? Habakkuk 2 and verse. Let me see, can I get it right quick, y'all. 2 and verse 5. Ye also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Not I would want her. No, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. This is what America does. Huh? They just take. Taking gonna turn into what? Until they themselves gonna end up being what? The booties, meaning what? A possession. Esau Edom is. Listen, man. If you can't see America and it's declining in the overall, like the scripture speak about Revelation 12 and 12, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is what is come down upon you, having great wrath. Why? Because he knoweth he has but a short time. This is why they are pushing, and they are pushing themselves to the limit. Ain't nowhere in the world these devils gonna scratch the U.S. trying to fight two. How you gonna fight two major wars on two fronts in full war, huh? They're not gonna last, huh? They're not gonna last. That's why they stopped giving them weapons, whatever the name is. I don't want to change the subject, but let's get into this right here. Yeah, y'all get the picture. If you don't, then guess what? The spirit is not dealing with you.
Its oil and gas imports come from US allies in the Middle East, making Beijing feel completely boxed in by American-Israeli aggression and imperialism, which is why Beijing is vowing retaliation against any country that supports US efforts to isolate China economically.
The United States has bravely resorted to the use of force against Venezuela and demanded that America First be applied when Venezuela disposes of its own oil resources. This is a typical act of bullying, a serious violation of international law, and a grave infringement on Venezuela's sovereignty that also severely undermines the rights of Venezuelan people. China strongly condemns this.
They say those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it, a warning that the Zionist-American alliance seems determined to ignore. Call it arrogance, call it hubris, call it whatever you want. But similar moves against Japan in the 1930s ignited the Second World War in the Western Pacific.
Why did Japan attack Pearl Harbor? U.S. oil embargo. The U.S. cut off
U.S. oil embargo. See, y'all gotta understand these tactics that these red men using, Esau, Edom, the wicked of the earth, the so-called white man. These tactics are old, man. They are a repeating cycle, just like the Lord's judgment is a repeating cycle of strategic moves that they have had, that their forefathers have done. This is not nothing that's new, y'all. This shit is old. You know, a lot of people just then got comfortable over here in America and just forgot about what. I'm talking the older people. They forgot about this place wickedness in the past. Why think they working so hard now to pull a lot of the pictures and a lot of their history concerning what they have done to us, most importantly, the Israelites, right? To hide the things that they trying to hide. They spend more money hiding shit from you Israelites than they do in all these wars together. Keeping you dumbed down and ignorant, right? This is what goes on in America, y'all. But hey, their time has come for them to receive their judgment and go back to being the vagabond on the earth.
Japan's access to oil, steel, and other resources in response to Japan's invasion of China and expansion in Asia. Japan needed these resources for its military. Expansion goals. Japan wanted to dominate Asia and the Pacific, the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, without U.S. interference.
China opposes the use of force in international relations, but it also stated that it will not hesitate to deploy its military power if its strategic interests are directly threatened. But for now, it's using its power and influence to launch a campaign to expel Israel from the United Nations. Put simply, Israel and the United States are fooling themselves if they don't believe Beijing won't retaliate for toppling the Iranian regime, which provides China with more than 80% of its shipped oil, therefore making US Israeli-led regime change efforts in Iran an existential threat to the Chinese economy, leaving Beijing with no other choice than to send weapons and missile defense systems to Tehran. Nothing I'm saying here should be misinterpreted as tacit support for the Chinese government, because not only has its foreign ministry threatened me in public, calling me an anti-China propagandist, but also it has targeted me and my family with threats and harassment.
These are the times we're in, man. Right? You're speaking up and just voicing your opinion concerning something you don't like, or whatever. These are the times that we're in for what you say out your mouth might cost you or your life or in one of those concentration camps. You see, Trump just did 23 facility, large facilities. I'm gonna call them facility. I can't think of the name of what's the name of it? Don't matter. 23 major large we just call them concentration camps, right? For you all to be in, man. It's gonna be. Listen, y'all ain't seen it yet. You ain't seen the hell yet. You know, while y'all sitting on here trying to especially you. I'm talking about you women. Mainly you sitting over here trying to come up against and bite back against the word. You need to worry about what's coming ahead and get you a man of the Lord. But guess what? It's not enough to go around because y'all outnumber us and you're not gonna never most of y'all not gonna get your mind right no way, man. You know, not trying to get off the subject, but hey. This is what we have to endure and come up against on a daily basis. The so-called the devils and our women. Hey, they one and the same.
In retaliation for exposing evidence of China's criminal abuse of Uyghur Muslims throughout its network of concentration camps in Xinjiang. So, when I talk about China or the United States, I'm merely calling balls and strikes, and the state of the game is this. Beijing has reached breaking point over the unrestrained military aggression of the United States and Israel during the past 2 years.
Since the start of the current Gaza conflict, the Palestinian people have been deeply mired in suffering. Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, Iran, among others, are witnessing escalating tensions, and even Qatar has come under attack. The mounting conflicts and volatility in the Middle East have worsened the global security environment.
Now, China sent aid, but they didn't aid in the war. They sent a lot of aid over there, but they did not aid in the war. Now they have what? They are forced. Because why? Their oil reserves
dampened the economic outlook for the world and ran counter to the common interests of the international community. It is there.
To counter Zionist expansionism, which is underwritten by American firepower, China is not only calling for the arrest of Netanyahu and rallying international support against the U.S.-Israeli...
Yeah, right here, breaking. China announces punishment against Israel over destruction in Gaza. Now you're reaching out. Now you're reaching out. Why? Because why? They have a what? They have a overall well, it's having an overall effect on them, which is what? The economy. They all need oil.
Alliance, but also quietly transferring its latest weapons technologies to Tehran, specifically those that improve the Persian state's air defense capabilities, as per its recent acquisition of China's HQ-9B surface-to-air defense system, which...
No, lately they've been having what? Lately Iran got what? Got highly sophisticated radar equipment now. Huh? Now they got what? They can see from the sky too. America been watching them from the sky for a long time. That's how they're able to make these strikes and do the overall have the overall effect of those strikes and what and getting things done and blowing up things that they should. Listen, man, they watch you from the sky, man. Now Iran watching them from the sky. While Iran is watching their ships over there coming through the what? Coming through the sea, right? So they're being watched as well, and they got what? China is giving them their what? Highly what is it called? Let him explain it.
Came just days after Israeli and American warplanes bombed Iranian nuclear sites in June of last year, marking a massive turning point in Iran's post-war air defense strategy. This has far-reaching implications for Israel, the United States, and the evolving balance of power in the Middle East.
Now to the topic. China's air defense system threatens to take down Israeli aircraft.
Air defense system. Sorry, air defense. That's what I was trying to think of. Air defense system. Here it is.
Without even being detected on radar. It combines features from Russia's S-400 and America's Patriot system, with the addition of some seriously advanced Chinese tech. It's the only system in the world capable of enforcing an airspace lockdown that's nearly impossible to breach. It has ultra-fast, super-accurate radars. Netanyahu himself is worried about his jets flying anywhere near its range. Planes that can avoid radar detection still get hit by its missiles, and survival chances are basically zero.
China giving Iran the tools to knock American F-35s and Israeli F-15s out of the sky.
China, Iran, secret missiles, deal, spooks, Israel, and what in West.
Is why Trump and Netanyahu called off their planned attack against Iran in early January. Israeli and American attack plans received another blow on the 20th of January when 16 Chinese military cargo planes were reported to have landed in Iran during a 56-hour period, which was preceded by the arrival of another cargo plane in Tehran just 4 days earlier.
Over just 3 days, not one, not two, 16 military cargo aircrafts are reported to have landed in Iran. Not commercial planes here, not humanitarian flights. Heavy military transports, and here's the detail that is raising...
Man, that's a lot of... you know how much equipment that is, man? 16, man. 16 planes landed in Tehran, Iran. 16. Shit. Come on, baby. Come on, MOTB. Come on, MOTB. Because it's all... the stage is set. Yeah, I'm happy. If you ain't happy, then guess what? Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. You ain't wise, right? You want to if you want to continue in this devil's kingdom, and to go through all of the hell you continue to go through, then guess what? You are not a wise individual. Huh? You want to stay a slave.
In the eyebrows. They don't land at known civilian airports. They reportedly touch down at restricted, high-tech locations. Some say a secret base maybe. Now ask the obvious question, who sent them? The reports point just at one direction, that is China. But you know why this moment is so sensitive? Because this moment comes at the exact time when the US-Iran tensions are peaking. American warships are moving closer. Washington is openly discussing regime pressure. And Iran is warning of retaliation as well.
China is no longer sitting quietly on the sidelines because it knows that it can't afford to lose any more of its oil and gas suppliers to the lawless military actions of the Israeli and US governments, which together have stupidly pushed the Chinese military juggernaut into a metaphorical corner, making military confrontation inevitable in the near future as a more assertive Beijing shows a willingness to confront Israel on diplomatic terrain today.
China is calling on Israel to halt its military strikes on Iran, warning of serious consequences if tensions continue to escalate. In a rare rebuke at the UN Security Council, Beijing condemned what it calls violations of Iranian sovereignty. Following Israel's Operation Rising Lion, a wave of preemptive strikes on Iranian nuclear and military sites, with retaliatory strikes already hitting Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, the risk of a broader Middle East conflict is rising. This may derail diplomatic efforts and strain global energy markets. Full analysis in the description. China is calling on Israel to halt its military strikes on Iran, warning of serious consequences if tensions continue to escalate.
What that is? That's Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? And a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his? This is what you're seeing. You're seeing what? The world coming up against America and Israel. Right? They're going to be the enemy of the world. Because everybody's going to what? Going to light them to their ass, especially America. This place here, this is the lake of fire here, y'all. America, y'all. Y'all don't know. America is the lake of fire. So if your ass ain't getting yourself right, your spirit right with the Lord, then guess what? You're just preparing yourself to be what? To be death by fire. Second death.
In a rare rebuke at the UN Security Council, Beijing condemned what it calls violations of Iranian sovereignty. Following Israel's Operation Rising Lion, a wave of preemptive strikes on Iranian nuclear and military sites, with retaliatory strikes already hitting Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, the risk of a broader Middle East conflict is rising. This may derail diplomatic efforts and strain global energy markets.
It's for this reason Zionist-controlled media outlets are sounding the alarm for a likely war against China. But on this occasion, the US and Israel have genuine reasons to be concerned, given Beijing is using grey zone tactics to confront the United States and its allies in the Western Pacific. This animation by the New York Times shows how China has quietly mobilized thousands of fishing boats in recent weeks to form massive floating barriers of at least 200 miles long, showing a new level of coordination that gives Beijing more ways to threaten and intimidate US allies. Well,
man, y'all know how long 200 miles is, man, in the sea, man. Good God Almighty. Barrels for what? You cross this line, you gonna get it. Look at China, man. That China right there. Taiwan, Japan. Hey, man, Taiwan. I mean, should say. This is the. Look at all these barrels, man. That's. I guess that's some. Well, we know it's the strategic move for what? For the defense. Whenever it go off. I mean, we know who knows what's in them, or what they are, or blockage, or whatever. But soon we gonna find out. I really don't care though, for real. I mean, we care because we want to know the what. We want to know the overall stress that is taking place in the so-called Middle East. Because, well, one thing for sure, I got to keep saying it, because I know I'm pushing it hard for it. We want it to start tonight, but it's not going to start tonight. But this is a clear sign again in Revelation 17:16, and the 10 horns which thou wouldst saw upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. And this is what you're seeing. Because America had lost most of its allies, if not all of them, man. And nobody is coming to America's aid. They talking about they not going to anybody else's aid. Their ass is going to need some aid. Because America's Air Force, man, military, man, they are stretched thin, man. And though all them Air Force bases they got around over there in Iran, man, is nothing. They're going to blow that shit up. That's going to be the first thing going to go. That's going to be the first thing going to go, man.
Cutting off or restricting their access to vital shipping and trade routes. Now, we aren't talking about your typical run-of-the-mill fishing boat here. We are talking about a key component of China's maritime militia that operates as a third sea force alongside the Navy and Coast Guard, blending civilian appearance with military function to project power, harass foreign vessels in disputed waters, conduct grey zone operations, and practice large-scale maneuvers for potential conflicts, often using dual-purpose vessels with military features.
That's what they are, large-scale maneuvers, right? They putting up what? They're already putting up what? Their defense when the time comes for them to what? To have war, man. I don't think America's gonna try them, man. I don't see it going, you know, cause what that I seen a video earlier to my checkmate. To my Trump caught off guard by what? By Iran's sudden condition. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it. Not that we're not. Well, we know it ain't gonna happen right now anyway. Right? All out war is not gonna happen in the. I mean, you know, who knows? A little proxy war could be a little fire here, knock down this or that. But I don't think if they shoot anything down, vice versa, or China shoot something down of America, and America shoot something down of China, it's going down. It's gonna go down then. But hey, who knows?
Including 50 cal machine guns, water cannons, and reinforced hulls.
Everything suggesting peaceful fishing fleet. Reality, armed paramilitary force, maritime militia, each vessel, reinforced hull, military communications, hidden weapon systems, crew, former PLA Navy personnel, military trained, combat experienced. Orders from Beijing. Harass American destroyer, interfere with operations, create dangerous situations, force course alterations, demonstrate Chinese control South China Sea. Mission, gray zone warfare, below military conflict threshold, above peaceful operations, strategic ambiguity, plausible deniability.
That sound like China finna bully America, huh? We gonna see.
Confrontation in the Middle East and confrontation in the Western Pacific. Beijing knows that the United States can't fight effectively on two fronts so far away from home, whereas China has already made the South China Sea near impenetrable for US forces, as evident in a number of recent US war games, which consistently show the United States suffering significant losses and even defeat in a potential conflict with China over Taiwan, due to China's advanced missile systems, overwhelming numbers of short-range missiles, and China's ability to quickly inflict catastrophic damage on US aircraft carriers and forces before US air power can fully engage.
A war game from the Center for
Let me read that again, man. Look at these numbers here now. Look at these numbers here. Hold up, god damn it. Right here. Look at that. China, total active forces. It's a ground forces, 965,000. Who got ground forces that big? The Navy, 380,000. Air Force, 403,000. Reserves, 510,000. Tanks, 5,000. Nukes, 500. Aircraft, 3,300. Submarines, 59. Ships, 730 plus. And you gotta count, you can count what? Man, Russia backing them up. Got Iran. You see where they're going? Because we know where it's going.
On US aircraft carriers and forces before US air power can fully engage.
A war game from the Center for Strategic and International Studies begins with a Chinese missile barrage against Taiwan's military in 2026, destroying much of its air force and navy, followed by an amphibious invasion across the Taiwan Strait. Taiwanese forces fight back using advanced U.S. weaponry, Patriot missiles for air defense, anti-ship missiles and torpedoes for sea defense, and its ground forces to defend the beachheads.
Whatever the Taiwanese are going to fight the war with, they have to have that when the war begins.
In every scenario, China landed forces on Taiwan. The war game assesses that the U.S. loses 10 to 20 combat ships, including 2 aircraft carriers, and 200 to 400 military aircraft. In 3 weeks of fighting, the U.S. suffers more than 3,000 troops killed in action. That's about half of what the U.S. suffered in Iraq and Afghanistan over 2 decades. America's global position is damaged for years.
A single miscalculation here or a poorly executed...
Man, the United States, man, they're a bunch of women. Ain't nothing but a bunch of rainbows up in there. Bunch of rainbow guys, see the blood, they don't run like women.
gamble there will bring a catastrophic war to the region, constituting a sobering reality given threats, encounters and near misses between the two superpowers occur on a near daily basis.
Interesting to CNN, U.S. defense officials released...
Hey man, Esau's spirit is down now, man. You know, their spirit is not... You know, you still got some proud devils in they still proud, but not as like it was in their coming and when they were rising, right? They had some them devils was ready to fight, but now they ain't got no fight in them, man. America ain't got no fight in them. Everybody, these countries, China, Russia, they constantly training. And for what? For these times, man. They know what's about. They know what. Listen, man. The world knows, but no one knows like the prophets. The prophets are the ones that are what? That are what's that? That's in Habakkuk 2. Or 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and sit upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer. When I am reproved, and the Lord, Yahweh, answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, man. The scriptures. That he may run that readeth it. Here's the point. For the vision is what? The vision is yet for what? An appointed time. When we seeing what? Esau, that vision is what? The downfall of Esau Edom, the so-called white man. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, don't look like it's gonna happen, don't like nothing gonna go down. Everybody just talking, right? Though it tarry, wait for it. That's the kingdom of heaven. Because it will surely come. It will not tarry. That's the destruction of what? Of America and Israel, man. Hey, man, we almost home. MOTB, come on.
Releasing this video. Take a look. This is a China.
Y'all gonna run down there, man. When they close these damn. You see when they tell you to come get these $200, and it ain't gonna be a much. It's gonna be a whole lot because the way y'all ran for them damn stamps, they already know they got you. They might tell you $20. Put $20 on your. Come on, I got $20 on your car. Put this thing in your hand so you can go shopping. Y'all gonna run down there, man. Y'all, it ain't gonna take. It ain't gonna a snap of a finger, man. Most of the world gonna be in what? Be they took it, cause they're gonna be doing what? They're gonna bring that pressure up on their asses, man. When the wars go down, it's over with. When they go to war here, go to war there, what? They got what? The economy. Everything goes up in the economy.
Chinese fighter jet coming within 10 feet of a U.S. B-52 bomber that was flying over the South China Sea. So, Natasha, what more are you hearing from officials on this?
Well, Boris, this was a really close call, and it's something that U.S. defense officials say is happening with increasing regularity over the South China Sea as Chinese pilots take what they have called aggressive and coercive maneuvers against U.S. aircraft that are flying in international airspace in that area.
Israel which has become drunk and delusional over its modest military power and radicalized by the biblical story of David versus Goliath, is now threatening the Goliath that is China, prompting this fierce response from the Chinese government.
If you want to have war, you will get war. If you want to destroy China, you will be destroyed. If you want to impose nuclear war on China, you will be wiped out by nuclear war. This is very serious. China's policy is very clear. China will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire the second shot.
Zionists and American aggression and arrogance.
Woe to them that devise iniquity, and work evil upon their beds. Start with what? First and foremost, what? The wicked elite. And work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. And they covered fields, meaning taking what? Taking the land. Esau, Edom, he got the whole, damn near the whole world, and he still want more. Right? And take them by what? By violence. Through what? Through their military. And houses. And take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Look what they did to Venezuela, man, over there. You know. We ain't got to talk about us. They already know what's going on with us, right? So, you know, y'all Jake's sitting quiet right now. And they bringing that hell down on their own. But it won't be long. They're going to bring it on y'all asses too, right? On our, we just say all of us, right? Because, again, woe to what? Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. Because he knoweth he has but what? A short time. And when it come, it's going to come so quickly, just like that war. Just like the end of what? End of America. In 1 hour will be destroyed. All 5,000 square miles in this place. It's going to come so quick. Because you're being drugged right now. Because you got to suffer a little bit. You got to suffer. You got to be tried. So you're being tried. We were in the times of trying times of what to see who or what you're gonna do when that MOTB get pushed forward. So most of you are gonna be you're gonna be suffering because a lot of you can't go 5 hours without eating. You're gonna run and take it.
Has literally kicked over a Chinese hornet's nest, with Beijing ready to abandon its long-standing policy of rejecting foreign military intervention. If or when Israel and or the United States strike Beijing's ally in Iran again, then Tel Aviv and Washington DC should expect vicious retaliation from the Chinese military superpower, one that may very well bring about a sudden end to American empire and the Greater Israel Project. Which means there's never been a more opportune time to drive the final nail into Israel's coffin.
Now China's not going to end America itself. That's not going to happen, right? It's going to all of the, what I read earlier, Habakkuk 2 and 6 share all these take up a parable against him. And that's, what's that, Obadiah 1, Obadiah 7. Obadiah 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the what? The border. For what? For war. So they all are going to gather. All right, together in company to what? They're going to accompany one another against Babylon. You know, Israel going to get there. Iran going to definitely get them. Iran and, Iran can take care of that right there for real. But we know they both going to get that what? They're going to get that. They're going to get desolate. But nobody, America is going to get it from what? From all their allies and their enemies, right? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. You see the allies joining together with America? No, you see America itself. Because why? Because their allies have what? The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. This is what's transpiring. This is what's going to take place. They all are going to what? Come up against America. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. And that wound is going to be what? That's going to be the ending of what? Of America. There is none understanding in him. So the city of confusion is going to be broken down to what? To desolation. Meaning what? To nothing.
Before Israel drives another into ours. Remembering that the Israel lobby successfully pressured YouTube into demonetizing our channel 4 months ago. Therefore, we kindly ask that you please support our effort to expose and confront the Zionist lobby and other injustices in the Muslim world by becoming a member of our show at patreon.com/CJWerleman. We can't produce, sustain and grow the show without your help, and we offer exclusive content and benefits to those.
Alright, man, that's it, man. So you see the effects of what's going to America is going to end up being what? They're going to end up being being booty, meaning possession. What's that? On Zephaniah 1:13. Therefore, their goods shall be what? Shall come a booty, meaning a possession, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but what? But not drink the wine thereof. So just like in the days of when we, the Israelites, when the Heavenly Father brought them curses on them, which we still are under, right? Esau either going to find himself in what? In that day. Verse 14, Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of the Lord Yahweh is near. It is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh, the mighty men. What mighty men? Esau, Edom, y'all. The armies that will come against what? So these are the armies that are going to come against who? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua as well. So when they get doing what they're doing against one another, they're going to come up against Yahushua. And they're going to find themselves, what? Shall cry there bitterly. That day is what? The day of wrath. A day of trouble and distress. A day of what? Of wastedness and desolation. That's nuclear destruction, man. One day. 1 hour. A day of, real quick, turn this page. A day of darkness and gloominess. That's fire. And a day of clouds and thick darkness. A day of what? The trumpet. Like I said earlier, right? The stage is set, right? For World War III, just waiting on what? On the trumpets to blow. A day of trumpet and alarm against the what? The fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring disgrace upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh, and their what? Their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. So these curses, believe it, are what? Going to be on Esau Edom's head. Right? The world is going to find themselves in what? In captivity under what? Under the hands of what? Of the Israelites. Verse 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord Yahweh wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by fire. That's a miracle. That's the lake of fire. Of his jealousy. For he shall make even a what? A speedy radiance of all them that what? That dwell in the land. So he gonna what? He gonna get rid of rid of some getting rid of a what? A troublesome person. That's Esau Edom in the earth. He is very, very, very troublesome. Let's go back over here and last but least go back over here to Habakkuk 2:8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations. Who have done that? Esau Edom. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So Esau Edom thinking that what? Think that he's going to escape and try to establish his own birthright. He's trying to establish his own birthright / New World Order / MOTB. But that's only going to lead to what? To their future, which is what? Their future is captivity. So that knows they call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakudash, Shalom.